line. Check the radio, pit crew is far from slow. The lights no longer yellow. Ready, steady, go. Crank it up. Oh, it's racing. 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 In love with the ride. Burning rubber smells real nice. Fuel it up once or twice. Come on, fast is the way to drive. Crowds all on their feet. Not one bothered by the heat. Imagine them in the driver's seat. Checkered flag would be sweet. Crank it up. Oh, it's racing. 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 Everybody get ready. On your feet. Here we go. 3, 2, 1. Crank it up. Crank it up. Oh, it's racing. 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 Crank it up. Finger to the sky and a green light shining bright. The only thing I have in mind is the finish line. Check the radio, pit crew is far from slow. The lights no longer yellow. Ready, steady, go. Crank it up. Oh, it's racing. 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 In love with the ride. Burning rubber smells real nice. Fuel it up once or twice. Come on, fast is the way to drive. Crowds all on their feet. Not one bothered by the heat. Imagine them in the driver's seat. Checkered flag would be sweet. Crank it up. Oh, it's racing. 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 Everybody get ready. On your feet. Here we go. 3, 2, 1. Crank it up. Crank it up. Oh, it's
Hello everyone, and welcome back here to PT Race TV live here today at Brooklyn, Michigan, and Michigan International Speedway on the PTM Racing TV. Once more, it's time to start off the ever elusive, tough to master, and fun to watch playoffs racing for the Champion Power Equipment Cup Series right here now on PTM Racing TV. Hi, everyone. I am Christian Xavier Shriver, and I welcome back here to the show as we get ready to get down to business, big down on the track. Here is our starting lineup on the start here tonight. The playoffs have begun and the hard racing commences. Brian Alonzo in the 77 will be on the pole. It is outside the Marauder. James Harris will be in the number 4. Row 2, Christian Wilcox, the 53. This outside being the number 9, Eli the Wild Child. Row 3 sees Wendell Falks in the number 3. It is outside. Triple Trey came to play Whitehead, the number 33. Row number 4, Cale Gale will be in that 8. 3 is outside. The Mullen Man, Robert Lawrence, the 34. Row 5 sees Caleb Forsyth in the 76 is outside. Brad Patton in the number 10. Row number 6, we're going to see being piloted there with Brock Whitehead in the 82 is outside. Steven Gibson in the number 21. Row number 7, that will pilot Nathan Meyer in the 24 is outside. The 90, Richard Fornshell. Row number 8, Kevin Kersher in the 91 is outside. It's the 19, Sean, the Bounty Hunter Bounty. Row 9 sees the man base, William Allen Jr. in the 20 is outside. Sheldon Pearson in the 8. Row 10, Kyle Holden in the 12 is outside. The attacker, Cone Lines Meta, John Thacker, the 56. Row number 11 is Skylar Meeks in the 35 is outside. The Zanny fan, Craig Janzik in the 40. Row number 12, Garth Snyder in the 88 is outside. Austin Habel in the 42. Row number 13 is going to be Charles Whitehead in the 51 is outside. Jacob Gibbons in the 23. In the 20, and then final starters, Rick Sargent in the 27, and then Steve Clegg in the 22. They'll round out the field here tonight. Race fans, time to get your action going, get the blood pumping, run them off down the straightaway as they go. Michigan International Speedway begins the playoffs. The Champion Power Equipment playoffs have indeed begun. And out of the gate already, they are hammering them down through the first set of corners here. Every driver looking for the early advantage, the early swing of things, if you will. They have 70 laps to go to the distance here tonight. There's going to be a lot of shooting, hollering, and moving here. Just kind of hit each corner up and hit each spot around this place. And that is exactly what they want to see, and that's exactly what they're going to go for out of the gate. Off the start, they'll look for the 83 of Cale Gale to make this charge immediately out of the start. Teammate Randall Fox on the outside with him. 3 wide salute, double 3 wide, packing him in. Triple Trey Kindle Whitehead in the mix of the 10 and Brad Patton as well. As for a brief fleeting moment with the number 34 of the Mullet Man, Robert Lawrence. Back starting to field him down into the position zone. If you guys get a better look at what this pack is doing right now, here is what it looks like on our end. From the chopper cam down to the blimp can here all around this place. You can see every single one of these drivers just completely muscling and hammering each turn, trying to find a line and trying to find a seam they can get through. Speaking of sneaking through so far, the Marauder James Harris last night snuck into victory lane with a solid performance and a big victory for him and his crew. He told me earlier today that was really his championship hopes and confidence coming back to him. Now in the playoffs contention, he's going to be looking even more so than usual to win it out. He's going to have a lot of work to do, though, with especially the top guns, young guns that are keep coming up through the ranks. Christian Wilcox being one of them. And tonight, a little bit of a spoiler here, but you see those red banners. That represents who is in the actual playoffs themselves. So without those banners, they will not be in the championship hunt. And Forsyth, without one of them, so is the number 10, I believe that is Brad Patton. Yep, Brad Patton without one, and even Triple Trey keen to play Whitehead, he does not have one on his banner as well. So all those drivers now moving up to the charts, to spots here. They're not looking for playoff points or playoff advancement. They're only just looking to help themselves and get a race win in. Can't blame them there. You always got everyone trying to run your tail end off here and make some moves when you can. It really makes some showcases for your team, your sponsors, and your crew. And that's exactly what they're trying to do here, trying to prove that to their friends and their family and everyone else on this show here tonight, Pete Race TV. To the outskirts of the track, into the fiery zone. Every single one of these drivers managing their way to the field. Randall Fox trying to get back into this here after starting in the 5th spot. Fell back 10, but he's still pretty much in a good collateral heat here, just trying to avoid the everlasting corners that could be coming up any minute here. Cale Gale here in the number 83. He talked with us last week, and man, I'll tell you one thing. He was extremely excited to, not only become a father again, but also excited to get into this playoffs racing format. And tonight, he's going to get his wish and his dream come true. So not only is he racing for his family and his friends and his newborn, but he's also trying to showcase to the world you can bring the in real life segments of racing to the virtual segments of racing. And he's been obviously pulling that on the track time and time again, but can he now face the ever elusive playoff system? That has been a bit of a challenge as well as a bit of a headache for other drivers here. A major headache. They're coming off the back straightaway. Drivers crashing it down. Kyle Holden being one of them. Jacob Gibbons another here. Rick Sargent, Stephen Gibson also collided in. No caution thrown though. Looks like iRacing did not see to it that was a caution for them to fly out. I'm not sure about that one. Everyone kind of got collected in there. It was about 3 or 4 drivers kind of smack dab. No spin outs, just kind of smacked in the wall protection. They will let them run. I don't know, man. That's probably one of those calls I even think even iRacing should have made right out of the gate, but we'll let them do that on their own terms. To the chopper game we go as the Marauder James Harris now takes the race lead away, and isn't this a deja vu? Last time Harris was in the lead, he got to the lead like twice, and then there was a little known driver by the name of Craig Janzik that gave him more headaches than I had last night when I was dealing with whatever I had in my system. By the way, thank you to everyone at home that was rooting and cheering, helped give me back to normal and health, and also seeing how I was. I can't thank you guys enough for the support and the love there. I really do appreciate it all. Do not worry, I'm feeling probably about 120% better than I did last night and through the couple days. It is feeling good to be kind of back to normal and back to the routine, so hopefully we can now bring the energy and bring the life out on the track as these drivers bring it on to the circuits. As I mentioned a minute ago about that Zanny fan, Jantic, right now he's still trying to bring his crew into the fight and into the zone here. The Elite Performance crew doing whatever they can to make their runs and make their moves here out of the gate. He's also trying to showcase their control and their style on the track. Certainly is doing it and then some here. We'll have a little bit of work still to do to kind of get past this whole pack zone here. This pack right now keeping everyone in a constant bay and a constant thread, and honestly pretty interesting to say the least so far. But when you get into those pit road strategies, that's where everything kind of changes out and the game plans really become more of a hassle. Some like to stay out for the long run, some like to kind of short run it and then just get their speeds back by hitting them as fast as they can on the corners. Harris seems to be doing the short run basis right now with that much speed he's carrying through, while other guys back here right now, you see the 3 wide salute. That's more a tribute and a contribution, I would say, towards that long run more than anything, just because of how close they are and how tight-lipped they are on the track here at the moment. On board here for Just Ruckerberg. Good luck, Eli. We love you. Well, Eli is on the onboard camera right now, and he's hustling it in the 13th spot, trying to find a way around some traffic here. Our good friend Dustin Slonaker, Sparky, is back here with us on the chat here. Sparky, good to hear from you, bud. I hope we can get you in the commentary booth here soon enough, bud. But take care of yourself out there and get through the holidays, man. Sparky not able to bring with us here, bring the energy that we bring to the table as we usually do here on Tuesdays because of some scheduling issues. So we do miss you, buddy. We want you back on here as soon as possible. Here comes that Elite Performance machine here. Whoa, it's Cale Gale. Look like a roadrunner coming from a coyote there. He just ran right into the screen. He was almost like, that's all, folks. And that 83 just bolted straight in. I'm not sure what happened to that Reaper, a Blackstone Management Mustang, but it definitely went straight, swinging left, swinging right. Looks like I got shot out of a cannon, just went straight in front of us. We didn't even realize it was already there. Speaking of didn't realize it was already there, when did Brad Patton all of a sudden kind of put his name into the picture? He's now hunting the track in, hunting some drivers down here. Now, I know earlier we said he does not have the red banner, so he's not in the playoffs, but judging by the look of that thing, I think he might actually is supposed to have it, but he doesn't have it on the car. Because I believe he is technically feasible to be in the playoffs race. I don't know. We'll have to get confirmation on that later on, but right now the Berard James Harris still leading out. He is definitely using that confidence and that level of expertise that he got from Dover last night. And boy, what a race that was for him and his crew. He really needed a bit of a kick in the butt, a bit of a helping hand there. That race, definitely in his mind, was the race that got him all figured up and fired up to build it back in. Now, granted, still searching for his first Cup win of the season. He has not got that off the list or the radar. But we've seen before where even guys like Daniel Hemrick don't need a win until literally that last race. You just need to stay consistent. And that is very exclusive here on Pizza Race TV. It could be either way here. It could go that route. We've seen it before where it's one of the drivers out there, they're not going to win till literally maybe the second to last race or the last race of the season when it counted and mattered most. Kind of brings us back to the old days where we had all the stuff on NASCAR Heat 4. I remember literally racing with the drivers and those guys and gals and putting up a fight day in, week in and week out. But when we got to the season championship, it was ever so closely to where we'd only be separated out by about 5 or 10 points in the top four. Top four advanced into the championship round. There was no playoffs for permission. It was just basically you ran 11 races and you only had 4 positions to get in. It was probably some of the toughest battles and toughest moments I've ever had to deal with as a driver and a sim racer, but boy, were they fun, and they still are fun to this day. And really, that's kind of what these drivers are all about. They're trying to get any kind of grip, any kind of momentum they can towards the next set of rounds, the next sort of heats. Look for everything they can, every which way to Sunday to help bolster their momentum. Justin Sager saying, hope to be back very soon. Miss you fellas. Time to watch this wild race. Yes, sir. Noah Owens coming on board saying, go Whiteheads. That 82 car looks good. Good to have you on board here, Noah. He's rode on that 82 up Brock Whitehead tonight. And Brock, well, yeah, he definitely got a little bit of a redo on his scheme. I'm so used to seeing him with a little different look on that thing. Producers, give me a camera angle on that one, would you please? I want a good long look at this thing. Let's take a look at it. Examine it a little bit. No, I did not say go out. I said thank you. The Blue Raids Designs 82 on that thing. What do you know? Very awesome looking ride. Well, he's piling in it pretty well right now, doing a pretty good job kind of hanging in there. And so far, a pretty long green flag run, to be honest with you. I'm surprised we have not had any trouble so far. Usually with Michigan, you always see some of the drivers, when they're packed up that close, they're going to have some troubles. No, sir, Bob. These Fancy Fun Champion Power Equipment Cup Series drivers are not bringing that into the table. They know what they must do in order to succeed and thrive. And they're doing just that and then some here. As we take a look now down to the man beast, William Mann Jr. in that 29 machine. Great to see him really putting things back together again here on Pizza Race TV right now in the playoffs picture as well, judging by the red banner on the front of his car there. He will have to try to use the strategy and momentum he built at Dover last night and use that into the Cup race today as well as the future, because what the future holds, we don't know. It could be full of craziness, could be full of mayhem, and we're seeing a lot of mayhem right now, piling him down off the back straightaway. Foreign shell was getting a little bit loose. The Mullen man, Robert Lawrence, got slideways a little bit too out for turn 2. That flat spot off turn 2 is really going to sway some drivers left and right today compared to what you'll see in turn 4. Turn 4 is more of a kind of a Dover style bankment where it goes back to that from that progressive turn into the straightaway, which is not a full banked in. But the backstretch is pretty much a 0-degree banked in stretch. So once you get that turn, it's like you're hitting a huge flat spot down there. That really hurts your momentum, it hurts your field of vision, and the Mullen man right now trying to keep that thing from becoming an OnlyFans.com machine because he did not want to strip it all off that wall, but it definitely helped out and kept him under control. He's all right. Piloting him down the front straightaway here right now. The Wild Child, Eli Child, trying to move in close, trying to make a maneuver off there of the Brock Whitehead, as well as the Man Beast, William Mann Jr. But the Man Beast, he doesn't play games. He knows he's in now desperate time, calling for desperate measures. He will drive you in like nobody else's business. And he is doing that. That's some right now. Good charge on the back straightaway. Drafting becoming a big factor for him and his team. Trying to represent tonight for the 3 Wide Motorsports crew. Last night, obviously representing for the Southern Speed guys, but today That has obviously changed up a little bit. Eli the Wild Child with the team dump and run. You saw it was one of his teammates earlier at Fornshell getting a little bit offhand, a little off track, couldn't quite keep the thing online. Doesn't seem to be having that problem now. As the whole field continues to continue this hard charging race and hard charging run so far. Down the back straightaway still right now, Randall Falks a 3 and a good wrench machine, or well, excuse me, not good wrench. That's a Champion Power Equipment machine. I always get that so confused whenever I see that car on screen. Trying to knock down that 77 Brian Lorenzo, and Lorenzo kind of going with a different look here tonight than we're used to seeing for his Oceanside Cabinets machine. The Chevrolet Camaro getting a little bit of a Camaro makeover, if you will. Not a bad design, I will say, just very different, if you ask me, from what I'm used to seeing him in. On board here with that 10, Brad Patton right now trying to pilot it up there, up on the inside zone, looking for a maneuver off of the 53 Christian Wilcox. But Wilcox taking Chick-fil-A to a whole nother game, and believe me, if it looks right and it tastes right, it must be Chick-fil-A, because he is now putting it straight down into the column, and into the colon they go, looking to knock this one out of the ballpark with a nice tasty meal for every single one of these drivers ahead. And unfortunately for them, though, it's not going to be as tasty as what he'll taste with Victory Lane if he can get there. But there's still a lot of racing to go here. There's still a lot of bound to be had. When we come back here, race fans, this is only just the beginning. We are still quite a few laps in. More to come here on PTM Race TV. Tonight's race, ladies and gentlemen, has been brought to you in part by our good friends over at Champion Power Equipment. When you guys need the best power equipment, power generators, and all efficient machines, there is no better company you trust in than Champion Power Equipment. Be sure to look them up on their website, championpowerequipment.com. Hit up their social media platforms, Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. And a big thank you from the Fast Fun Cup Series for their sponsorship. Back to the action now. Let's get back down to business here. Randall Falks will be starting to close the gap here on James and Marauder Harris. And Harris and Falks have had a great team and a great rivalry as well, kind of brewing up on the Cup side of things. They've had a great teamwork when it comes to the Truck Series, when it comes to the building and the setups. But here in the Cups division, there are no friends. There are no help. You better figure out how to beat the other one out, plain and simple. And it's kind of crazy right now to think here. We've had such a clean race. We forgot that there's two different storylines going on. The first one is the top 5 right now still up in the upper half, the upper echelon. Meanwhile, 6 on back. They've been in a pack race and in a pack draft all day here from start to now. And I'm starting to wonder maybe if there's something going on down there that's not allowing them to build up as much speed and much control on the distance and gaps here. Maybe something we're not seeing there. Maybe they are all kind of coming into cahoots, and they're wanting to try and perform a strong pit strategy. If that is the case, all the credit to them, because honestly, doing that on a 2-mile-long track like this, good luck with that. Speaking of piloting them up a little bit and coming back, okay, hold on a minute, hold on. For the record, Cale Gale is not a lap down, by the way. He didn't go to pit road. This man, you saw how far he was back earlier? How the heck did he put this Blackstone Management 83 back into the fight this quickly? What is this? He is fighting for everything he's got, literally just hammering through the field. I'm not sure these guys are playing too much pack racing, or if he was just somehow found some Bill Elliott speed. This guy literally just charged for all the way back from 24th now into the top 10 and 7th and looking for 6th here on this Anti-Fam. What? How? What? I thought these were the Gen 6s, not the 1987s. What is this? He has got a whole bunch of speed and momentum, and I don't even know how he's even getting it. Because you saw earlier, he was sent to the backstretch. He had to bring it back down, slow off just enough to get the car to take a set. And he was falling back behind the packs pretty quickly now. Well, that's the complete opposite. He's back in this fight. He's back in this hunt. Speaking of in this hunt right now, hard charger right now, that number 22, the Moxie Ford Mustang, the number 22, Steve Clegg. Man, last night he had a tough break there, had a lot of troubles, unfortunately, coming through the field and kind of sent into the pack house now. From the outhouse, moving it up to the White House, the Moxie 22 showing a little bit of that Maple Moxie. Coming down that front straight, looking for some run and looking for some momentum. He's getting a good jump here on some of the drivers. Even Sheldon Pearson kind of having to fall back behind of his power and momentum. He carries through. Nathan Meyer bringing out an oldie but a goldie here. I'm seeing a little 24 Jeff Gordon style on that DuPont Pepsi. But I'm still not leaving it alone. Meyer, it's a Mustang. You're supposed to be driving a Chevy if you're running that scheme, dude. I'm not letting that one go, and I'm not even a Gordon fan. You don't try to rewrite history, folks. Have we not explained this enough here on Pizza Racing TV? Oh, man. Randall Fox right now, your race leader here. James the Marauder Harris continuing to charge the mount, but unfortunately he's going to fall victim to the speed and control that Fox is possessing here. If there is a slightly good news here for Harris, it's only the first race, and also Fox is not in the championship hunt. So really, he doesn't even need to worry about that. He just needs to worry about the guys behind it, which include Lorenzo, Wilcox, and Patton. Speaking of Wilcox, as we go on board here with him, you can see right here, he's pretty much kind of locked and loaded with that draft line of the number 4 and the 77. Trying to keep a close eye on that, and trying to keep a close eye on every single turn of this track. He knows there's going to be a lot of opportunities to make moves. There's going to be a lot of opportunities to really strike it big if he can find it. But it's so easy to get a little too out of shape, a little off-center and out of control. I think he's very well aware of that and trying to keep a close eye on it so far. Piling him down around out of turn number 4 here. Richard Fornshell in the 90 currently dealing with the added company of the Brockhead camp. Brock Whitehead now moving in closely, trying to make him think about this one just a little bit. Nathan Meyer, even though he's not in the playoffs, unfortunately, despite the fact he does have a race win here on the Cup Series, did not quite make enough points to actually keep into the championship hunt, into that fight, so his season championship hopes sadly will not come this time around. But for him and his crew, he can at least go out knowing that he had a great season in its own right and a great field of day and positions all the way through from start to finish. As we take a look at our race winners this season, man, what a season it's been. Clash dual and Clash and dual winner number 1, Kevin Kersher, then dual winner number 2, Harley Barletta back at Daytona, and then the true race winner at Daytona, Kyle Holden, pulling up for a great show. Then it would be head down to USA International Speedway, where Cale Gale performed an excellent division and a race there. Sonoma would go to Jantic, though. Cale could not hold on with the Sandy fam. And then Grant Enfinger, one of the NASCAR Truck Series drivers, comes out and puts a boot in a floorboard and gets it at Martinsville. Cale Gale would come back with a fiery vengeance, knocking down Randall Fox in a close-cut Horner turn 4 pass, which saw Fox run out of fuel, and Cale would walk away with the win at Nashville Super Speedway. Then it was back to Myrtle Beach, where back-to-back for Cale. We then traveled down to Rockingham, where Brad Patton really pulled off some maneuvers and pulled off some runs, helping him achieve what is now his championship hopes here in that number 10 victory at Rockingham. Certainly sealed it. Then it would be down with Kansas. Randall Fox would certainly prove he's out to prove he's one of the better drivers out there, and he was certainly one of those guys this season. But then at Richmond, it was once again the Cale Gale show. Just came out, dominated, and took it all in stride. Then it would be downtime for Watkins Glen, which was a shocker in its own right. The Zanny fam and his hometown crowd would be denied a victory and a win in the Next Gen Cup Series. That win would be an all-time surprise, as Sean Bounty would put the NPR crew into victory lane for the first time this season. Then it'd be All-Stars winner race. Janzik got his little revenge and taste of victory on the dirt. Then at Chicagoland, Brad Patton intervened and had a little bit more fun, pulling off a great show race there, getting 2 wins in the season. And then New Hampshire and then there in Hampshire and Atlanta, that 83 will be put in victory lane again with Cale Gale and Dalton Collins taking it all in stride, leading to tonight's action here for the playoff series and this race here we see now. And Fox right now, I think, has completely left the building and left everyone high and dry, and he knows he's at the halfway point, and I'm starting to think maybe he's got something on that hood I don't know of. The Marauder, James Harris, trying to desperately find an edge, find a run, hopefully hang on just a little longer here as Lorenzo continues to start bashing the gas and putting some boots to good use. They'll have to work it in a little bit more as they all head to pit road. So drivers heading in halfway point. Looks like they have opted to the pit road stops. And this is kind of crazy here, folks. We were not expecting a pit road stop at a halfway point under green. It's been a long time since we've seen a full run green flag run. Last night at Dover, we had really no cautions. It was pretty much a long green flag run there too. Unfortunately, though, my voice was all shot and messed up. But hey, we're back here, and some of you folks have already told me I'm sounding a lot better. So thank you so much for that, and thank you for letting me know about that. Really do appreciate you guys for the support as well there. But anyway, now it looks like Randall Falk's going to have to opportunistically get into pit road. Knows he's going to have to get something figured out. Kale Gale, Janzik, Lawrence, Childs, Man Beast, Steve Clegg, all of them going in. Sheldon Pearson popping it in. Brock Whitehead and Brett Patton, the only ones staying out. And this is honestly kind of a curious dilemma here. I'm not really sure where Brock Whitehead be thinking this would be a smart plan in attack, because he's 11 seconds back of Patton, so he doesn't have a drafting partner unless he only takes 2 tires and fuel, which, yeah, I don't know why on earth you would do that. You want all 4 tires, you're going to want a fuel run here if you want to have anything to work with. But it seems like he might have something in mind here. Maybe not relying necessarily on the draft, maybe relying more on skills and wits. Now, usually, I would say you can certainly do that if you're driving a car that doesn't have a plate restrictor to it. But in this case, this is a whole different ballgame. Remember, these drivers are driving on a 750 horsepower package, so they're going to be pretty much put to the test and put to the limits on how they stay from the pack to the drafts and in the corner zones. Sean Bounty also even heading into pit road now, so he'll have to eke away at that. And Randall Falks, despite the fact that he was in pit road second to last lap before Harrison that we're in, he actually is still cutting this one ever so good and ever so far away from the field. He is being gained up a little bit though by Harrison them. As you can see, the gap definitely makes up for it. There's gonna be a lot of movement of that scoreboard here for a moment here, guys, so just kind of be aware of that. The live timing kind of coming into good use, being really put to its limits and put to its test here. Make sure every single driver gets put in a good spot. And this is what I was talking about earlier about that whole pit strategy game plan. Because now look at how far some of these drivers are from the field. A lot of guys having to go in at different times, different ends. And it really spaces and spreads apart the entire roster, the entire field. And again, a lot of that has to do with the near fact that they're literally going from a pack to then individually going into pit road on their own terms, their own ideas. So that's either kind of a make or break kind of a moment. It's either you work with it or you have to hope for the best. Charles Whitehead, the number 51. Oh, no, no, Charles, don't do it. Don't do it. Just break it. Just break it. Get it to break. Get it to break. Oh, no. Well, as long as that caution doesn't come out, I can't make a Paul Tracy joke at him here in this case. And Charles knows I'm just giving him heck for it, but he does know when we got to give him troubles for it here on Pizza Race TV. We got to give him troubles for it. It's not like I make a Cody Ware racing joke at him and all that. I don't mind the Rick Ware racing guys all that bad. The drivers themselves are all right. I don't know what the heck's going on with the crews, but that's all right. But I think we can all agree we can make a Paul Tracy joke here, right, Charles? At least because it's Paul Tracy. So let's just leave it at that. Anyway, down the front straightaway they go. Still here, Brad Patton kind of moving in the chains, looking to try and knock down Christian Wilcox here on the 53. Patton had a little run on him earlier, but Wilcox is able to kind of jump back into the game and get back into the run here. Harris has now started to close the gap closely on Falks. He sees a major opening and turn coming up on him. Falks knows he's in big trouble here if he lets Harris catch him. Look at the gap and time gained off. Now, I'll tell you right now what that means is Falks is either doing two things. A, he's slowing down to help preserve the tires and set for that long run. He may be seeing that this is turning into a long green flag run, so he knows he cannot simply just drive harder and get up ahead faster. He's got to be smart about this. Or B, Harris and Lorenzo are now showing their hands and playing their cards right and looking to make Fox pay for trying to get up so far ahead of them out of the gate. The 28, Jacob Gibbons going to go to the outside, try and stay out of trouble zone. And here comes that 4 and the 77 right behind. Time to initiate the draft line. Whoa, Gibbons now put in the back there of the 4 and the Green Mountain Grills. Number 4 is now looking for the pass onto the champion power grip. Number 3 coming down into turn number 1. Swinging it down. Watch out though. Falk seems to now have a little bit more grip. He seems to be controlling the narrative the way he wants to. He's trying to get the draft off of 4 and he's off the number 4 and then trying to bring it back through into turn 4 with some major speed here. Harris though is looking to try and open the gates and open the floods to the round that he calls the shadow round because he wants to put the 3 there. He wants some more racing and he wants to win this one once more. He wants his first Cup Series victory this season. In order to do that though, you gotta try and knock down the best, and he's gonna get an opening here. Lorenzo, watch him very closely. He knows he's gonna get an opening here if he can get to him. Oh, look at Brad Patton though, right on the inside. Didn't even see him coming all of a sudden. Here comes the Mountain Dew 10. Did somebody spike that Mountain Dew, or did we find some lemonade iced teas with some vodka mixed in? Good Lord Almighty, that boy found some momentum. Here he comes down on the inside. And just like that, a la Dale Earnhardt Jr. on that scheme, he pulls it right up ahead and puts it into the inside zone. The speed and control now belongs to Brad Patton. Oh my, Brad just completely opened up a can of you know what, as old Stone Cold would say, and just literally put the 4 tires to good use and into the trill. And speaking of putting 4 good tires to good use, I don't know how this guy is catching up so quickly, but still, Cale Gale is not done yet with these boys. If he wins this, I might have to retire from the booth because I have never seen a driver of Michigan like this just go from a 70 flag, green flag run all the way through, ends up in the back of the pack, gets sent down there, and then literally charges back up in a Gen 6 car of all things to take the win. I might have to retire if this is what it ends up being. You may hear old Crusader call his last call tonight, folks. Probably not, because I'll probably get told, no, we'll pay a little extra, but that's beyond the point. Down the back straightaway we go. Still every driver for themselves right now. Pack starting to reform and regroup. The Man Beast Willie Man Jr. keeping in the top 10. So is Triple J keen to play Whitehead, as well as Steve Clegg in the 22. Struggling a little bit here with Fornshell right behind him, trying to make a maneuver off him. A lot of guys kind of faltered back in the pack here and kind of faltered off, trying to find some help or trying to draft a partner or two. Not going to get much help there in this case. But I will tell you, one driver don't need any help. It's definitely this guy right here. He's already caught the field, by the way. The only one he hasn't caught yet is Brad Patton, but the way Brad's driving right now is almost a la via what James Harris was doing earlier. Drove it hard off the start, but did not have a long run set in there. I don't know, to be honest with you, if this is necessarily a good idea for Patton to be showing his hand like this. You don't want to play your cards wrong in this case. This is not the time to do this. You've got to play everything right. You've got to make the moves where it counts, and he certainly did earlier. But now, he's charging pretty quick and driving pretty hard here comparatively to what we saw with what Fulks did before he just made the ever-elusive pass to the with the gas pedal straight to the floorboards. You could say it was put pedal to the metal style around here. Okay, I'll stop. Moving down the inside zone, and there it is again. Watch what I said earlier. Here comes Fulks back in the fight. Lorenzo knows what he was up to, what he was going to get here if he got his chance. He's got it good here. Major opening and clashing inside, making the run down. Now opening, being shown the way. Fulks looking for the charge, looking for a run here. Honestly, I defy anyone to try to tell me we haven't seen great racing like this in quite some time. We've seen a pretty good season here with these drivers, but this race tonight, this is something else. This is something special. 22 laps right now still. We'll have 21 left to go on the next go. Brad Patton still your race leader. And I cannot believe I'm saying this, but from literally 24th, sent from the outhouse, going back up to the White House, he is truly defying all means of logic here tonight. Cale Gale is putting the 83 into business territory. And Falks is well aware that he may have to find a little bit more run. The Blackstone Management Racing Team is now being put into full use and full gear here. And keep in mind, this is just the first race of the playoffs. We don't even know what's going to happen on the next couple races or what the heck these guys are going to be able to do. This is just all-out madness, to say the least. Huge draft bump coming up. Hey, don't break my camera there, Lorenzo. You're not supposed to do that. Yeah, drove that thing straight into that rear end. Took my whole camera with him. What are you doing with my cameras, boys? What Lorenzo did there, though, what he's trying to at least perform, I'm assuming, was a little bit of a bump draft there on the front straightaway. And then line it up into the turn to help kind of either A, get Harris to kind of back off a little bit, kind of straighten in so he doesn't get too loose. Or B, is to get a little more speed under the collar, a little more speed under the run to help catch Patton, because they know Patton is extremely far ahead right now, and he's getting even more so as Kevin Kersher. Now going to be a bit of a team help here for Falks and Cale if maybe it comes to that. The team players behind him, obviously he knows what's coming up with him, and Champion Power Equipment Crew is right there with it. And they are coming up fast. To the corners they go. Looking back at the pack here, we'll get a look at some of our other drivers still as well while they're battling it out a little bit. Brock Whitehead, part of the playoff fixture. Not the best start tonight if you consider being in the top 15. Not a very good start. But with this field and with this caliber of driving, you've got to get more speed than this, and you just got to find more angles and more runoffs here. He's currently fighting out with that design that Thacker has, as well as the 51 of Charles Whitehead, his own dad for that matter, for just a brief minute. Caleb Forsythe and John Thacker, part of the MPR crew. You probably know them well. It's the Mid-Pack Racing guys. Thankfully tonight they left me alone on playing their little signal here. Although I don't really consider that a welcome win. I think eventually they'll probably get me on it. 18 laps left here. It's anybody's guess who's winning this one. We saw earlier where that fuel run and tire strategies got put into play and got put into question. Remember back in the Cup Series here last Sunday at Petaluma Racing League, we saw Kentucky. It would go down to a final corner where Robert Kahn ran out of fuel off of turn number 4, cost him the victory, and ended up actually costing him a few more spots due to some contact going into black flag at pit road. Obviously, he would regain his composure and win the season championship last night at Pushing Limits Racing League. Yes, on our Twitter handle, we finally confirmed that he was the winner out of it all. That was based by a one position better on the average starts. His average finish was tied with Matthew Hoffer, but his average starts was just enough to win his Season 3 championship. And a big congratulations to him from us here on Pizza Race TV. You will have his winter stuff and all that set up here the next couple days, hopefully. Things are a little bit crazy here in Pizza Race TV studio still. We're not quite over the sickness yet, even though it sounds like I'm a lot better. Believe me, I'm still not over it. I still got a little bit of work to do. Speaking of a little bit of work to do, remember what I said earlier about driving too hard and showing your hand too quick? Patton has showed his hand too quickly. Look at the lap times. This is not good. Harris and Falks have been keeping a close eye on it. You can see the gap. It's fading. It's waning. There is only 15 laps remaining. And you can see how much distance is going on right now. Patton knows he may come up a few laps short for Falks and Harris. If they catch him, he's gonna need help here. And it doesn't help for him that the 91 of Kevin Kersher is giving a hand to Falks here, as well as Harris in a way. Letting him use that draft line of his helps kind of get the car closer up in the field. This is a big moment coming up here. Falks now has to make his pass around Kevin Kersher. Harris now right in the middle of it. He'll go to the inside to make the pass around the 91. Makes a good charge up. Falks looking for a momentum boost to get up there to Patton. Not a lot of area from room in Meriden now. You better be careful here, Patton. Falks is right behind you. Harris knows he's going to have to stay with Falks, though, because he has a lot of ground there trying to make a pass around the 91. Falk's looking to try to take down the playoff drivers and showcase his skill here now. Firing them off down number turn 2. Oh, look at the momentum carried there. A lot more speed and control. The stability of the tires hanging in there. The car just kind of pretty much blending into the turn in every single corner they go. Batten trying to hang on just a little bit. Gets around the 27. That's Rick Sargent involved. I believe he got involved earlier on with some of the wrecks we saw. With the wreck we saw earlier, 4 drivers get caught up in that. One of them also involving Steven Gibson as well as a 12 with Kyle Holden. That set everybody back a few spots and really set everyone back in place. There was no caution thrown though. They would let them keep going because they did not spin. They kept racing out. Now here on Pizza Race TV, we're about to see a race shootout here with only about 12 laps to go. Look at Falks trying to dive it into the inside, trying to get Batten to go with him. Batten blocks. Trying to put the Batman Mountain Dew machine scheme a la via what Dale Earnhardt Jr. used to drive on this very same track. He's trying to somehow bring the energies that Jr. brought to the table. There's nobody sitting in the stands right now, folks. The crowds are on their feet. They're watching this, and they're going to stay and watch this entire race from start to finish to the end. Nobody is sitting down. They want to know who is going to be the one to take this one home. We just saw a minute ago Lawrence and Childs there at the top 10. Meanwhile, in the other top 10 still, Liam Mann Jr. and Triple Trey came to play. Whitehead also holding up the rear here of that top 10. And right now up at the finish line here, folks, with a pass around Patton, but the caution is out. The caution is out, and there's only so many laps remaining. Kyle Holden and Austin Hable have wrecked it off of turn number 3 and 4. Oh my goodness, what on earth has happened? I thought we were really going to go a full 70 laps to the distance and go straight green. I mean, at the same time, I got to believe it's probably a bit of a help there for these drivers. I know it's going to be help for my voice here in a sec to kind of cool off, but here's what happened. Well, I'm not sure. Oh man, Kyle Holden got a huge lick of that, or Austin Hable there, but I'm not sure if Snyder did that intentionally or what happened there. That car, I'm not sure where it was going, but it was not where I would think it should have been. May have been a bad angle. We'll give you a good angle here. Watch carefully. Alright, so that angle, looks like he just slightly drifts up. Looked like he didn't try to take the 42 with him. Unfortunately, though, the 42 and the 12 just got kind of hit hard there, and then the caution finally flew out. Not a whole lot you can do in that case here, in that circumstance, and that is a tough, tough break. And now what that means is everybody, and I mean everybody, is going to have a field day and a half here on this restart. This, all I'm going to say is be warned and be ready. We may see some fireworks here. Let's take it down now, guys, and talk with our drivers. From Oval Sim Performance Race Fans, he joins us in the number 24. It is Nathan Meyer here. And Nathan, this has been a wild, wild race for the best of reasons, green flag wise, but for you, it has not been the best in your mind here. What's going down here tonight? I don't think he's going to have the copy here, guys. I think he might be a little bit busy under that hood at the moment. Try and see if we can talk with some of our other guys here and have a listen in. Guess we'll go ahead and bring in the fan favorite while we're at it, because we know he'll probably want to tune in with us. How you doing, Thacker?
Go up.
You got me?
Hello.
Thacker, you got me, bud?
Can't hear you, but I'll talk anyway. What's
Hold on. Now can you hear me?
going on, buddy? How's the race?
Going pretty good. I mean, we had nearly 70 laps of green flag racing, and you were pretty much kind of in the middle of the packs earlier on. Now you're going to be kind of put back in the packs here. What's that going to mean for you and the NPR crew?
Well, we're going to finish in the middle, or we're going to crash, or we're going going to run pretty good. I don't know. Up in the air. I'll play it by ear.
So you're saying is you're going to try to make it look fun and cool.
I'll make it look cool. Give you a bunch of screenshots with like 3 wide. Might pass somebody in the grass. I don't know. See where the night takes.
Well, we'll have to see what happens here. But nevertheless, do appreciate coming on board. So find them out, bud.
All right, babies. See ya.
See you later. See you later. Ladies and gentlemen, the 56, John the Attacker of Colin Lives Matter Thacker. Now, I'm just going to let you guys in a little secret right now. We are going to have top 5 talking with us at the end of this race here. We're going to just do top 3. But because of the fact we went 70 laps to the distance, and we really had no time to talk with any of these guys, we're going to give the top 5 some room to talk here. So, and I'm just going to say if Thacker gets the top 5 or wins somehow, I will then bring in the top 6. How about that? Fair shake, fair deal? All right, cool. George Young saying Thacker's car is so beautiful and NPR rules. Yeah, I'll say that much. Kyle Holden, unfortunately, coming into the chat here. He is not too thrilled about what happened here. So, Kyle, sorry to say what happened there, man. Hopefully we will see you next time out, man. Get a little bit of a break here. It was a tough break for you here in the team tonight. With 8 laps left to go, though, folks, I have absolutely no idea what the heck's about to happen. We just got to go green. Let the cars do the talking, and I got a bad feeling one of them is going to be doing a lot more than just talking. Watch out for that 83, Gale. He has been pretty much lights out when it came to coming back up with the field and coming back into the traffics. Now he's going to have to put his money where his mouth is and try to knock down Brad Patton and his teammate Randall Fox here. Firing them off down that back straightaway here. Every single one of these drivers looking for moves, looking for any opportunities they can. They thought they could get it earlier on, but now this is their golden opportunity to strike it big. There's going to be a lot of crossing and cornering through the straights and through the back and through the turn sections here. Look out for the mullet man. He is mammering down the field, looking for some openings, looking for some charges. Even Eli, the wild child, is now even making a statement here. He's back into the fight, staying up top side, trying to let everyone fight it down the bottom. Triple Trey came to play. Whitehead a little bit loose going into entry of turn 1. Got it squared away though, down out of turn 2. Now to the field, that's Annie Fam. Craig Janzik trying to somehow, some way put a good name and good work into that elite industry machine. Oh, Randall Fox though into the wall protection off of turn number 4. No, Thacker's gonna get collected in there. And Trey Whitehead and Don Thacker collected in with the field, unfortunately, and I guess it's true what he said. They were either going to be in an awesome mid-back or they were going to end up in a huge crash. Thacker, I already know you're going to come in here. I'm just going to say, I'm sorry to say that your prediction was correct. That is truly one of the hardest things you have to witness when the driver is correct on the wrong things, unfortunately. And at this point now, we might as well call it. It's going to be a green-white checker here. So let's take a look at what happened here. This is the replay. Watch up front. Look for Randall Fox. There's a little bobble there. I'm not sure he got tapped or what happened, but he got something happened there. Whitehead was trying to evade. Snyder tried to evade, and that's the end result. And unfortunately, even the 27 Rick Sargent got collected in there. So that then begs the question, what the heck happened to the number 3? Let's take a look at his end here and see what happened and transpired in that corner, because there's something that went wrong. I don't know if he got tapped by the number 53 or if maybe he got loose on his own. Okay, for this angle, he's already getting loose. He got loose going into entry off turn 3. He was already spinning it, and he was just trying to stay out of the way, but unfortunately that did not play out that way. And he'll be one of the guys to go into pit road, try to hopefully regain ground and regain his season up here. Let's take it down now and talk with some of our drivers here once again. See if we can listen in with Stephen Clegg here, if he is willing to talk with us. There he is now, ladies and gentlemen, in that Moxie machine, number 22. It is Steve Clegg on the call. And Steve, earlier on, man, I don't even think you were expecting really to kind of put in the spot and in the spotlight here, but now you have a golden opportunity here to maybe make a statement here with some of these guys.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't get any practice time. I started from the rear, and I've kind of just slowly made my way to the front, and we're up here now, so we'll see what happens.
You are up there indeed, and now with the really just turning into a bit of a green-white checkered restart here, or a shoot as you're known to call it. I'm gonna really ask you, do you have some fresh sets and a little bit of gas in there to really kind of make it into this field?
Oh yeah, we're good to go. It's just a matter of getting the good start here and to that top line and let it go.
For sure there. Well, nevertheless, appreciate your time here, bud. Best wishes and luck here on this one.
All right, thank you.
Steve Clegg in the 22 looking to try and make a statement here, make a big moment or two in. We'll take one more look in with the team dump and run crew with Eli the Wild Child. And Childs, you also really earlier on had a kind of a tough deal there being stuck in the pack. Now you're back in the packs, but you're up in the close half of this section. You think maybe there's one last run you got coming off for these guys?
Yeah, man, it's there's no tire saving now. We're gonna full send it, and we're gonna see what happens here.
Obviously, as the defending champion, the playoffs definitely are going to be a bit of a challenge for you and your crew. But what has been the biggest thing you've seen so far that has kind of changed when you got into this championship run versus the regular season?
Nothing. The competition's still as tough as ever, and we're at a big track here, and it's just trying to get a top 10 now. Now that we've had a few cautions here late, but we got to regroup and run about the last 4 laps here.
Certainly there indeed. Whenever let's see live. Appreciate your time here, bud. Best wishes and luck on this restart.
Appreciate it, man. Glad you're feeling better.
Thanks, man. Eli the Wild Child, ladies and gentlemen, the number 9, and we're ready to get back down to business, back down to the action. It is time to hit it home, hit it strong, hit it well. James Harris and Brad Padden are going to go to war with one another on this restart. It is 3 laps to the distance. 1 lap under green, the second lap under green, with it flying high in the air. That next lap, we throw it out, it's a white flag, and you know what comes next if they get to the line. Tony Westcott saying, well, guess what they say, cautions bring cautions, tough luck for all involved. Yep, that's definitely the case there. We had a solid run there, and all of a sudden, it almost appeared as if the racing god said, no, we're not quite done with you just yet. Well, someone's going to be done with this race here in a minute because we're going to go green and finish this one out. Here we go. Back to the start. The field will march their way around. A solid field of drivers, over 26, 27, 28 drivers in total parked it in tonight. Many of which in championship hunt and playoff contention. Many of which also have never been to victory lane this season. Oh my goodness, we got one flying right in the air right out of turn 3. Or turn 2, I should say. Garth Snyder is the one flipping upside down. Holy smokes, Garth Snyder, the 88 got sent, not to just the shadow round, but I think he got sent to the upper room up there. Where the heck did he go? Matter of fact, what the heck happened? Well, here's the PT Mr. Replay to answer that question. I don't even know what to expect here other than just he drove in and I think the racing guys kind of got him good. Oh my gosh. Oh my goodness. That's one of the most violent wrecks I've seen here at Michigan International Speedway in some time here. And thankfully he is okay. He's getting where he's letting us know now. He's fine, but this was a huge wreck. Let's take a look at it one more time. Just that flat spot of turn number 2 yet again, trying to get out of that area and that opening. And just a huge wreck, violent collision, got sent up, thrown around like a rag doll. Next thing you know, he's back on all 4 wheels, but not the way he was hoping for. Oh, man. Well, I'm glad he is okay, at least he's alright, but that was a huge, violent rollover and a huge airborne shot for him and that team. He is okay though, and is hopefully going to be able to come out of this one unscathed and unclean for the next race, but in this case he'll be put back a few spots here. Let's take it down now and talk with maybe one of the guys that have been kind of hitting it up this entire season with some crazy racing and finishes. We're now with Sean the Bounty Hunter. Bounty, right now the playing field is in your hands, and really you have the full deck, sir. What is going through your mind?
After that caution came out, I was really hoping we'd stay green that rest of that last run there. We got a really short run car. a very experimental setup that didn't even test. But after about 10, 12 laps, it goes back in a hurry. So the caution fell in our favor, and these continuation of cautions is not really working out too well. So we're just kind of hanging out here and just kind of surviving and see where they fall at this point.
I know, obviously, you're still not quite in the playoffs yet here this season, but still obviously aiming for another win after the battle you had at Watkins Glen. I know that this would probably be a big thing for you to win here on the 2-mile-long track, wouldn't it?
It would. That would be a little far-fetched goal for the way things are shaping out right now. So just a good finish. And we started the season a few races late, so we were never really going to be in contention for making it into the playoffs. As hard a fight as we had, and wins don't get you there. So all those points.
For sure there. Well, nevertheless, Bounty, as we get ready to finish this one out, man, best wishes of luck on those final restarts.
Thank you. If we get a couple laps in it, look for Caleb and myself. We're running really short run speed setups. If we can get these motors going, we might be driving through some of these cars. Could be fun.
For sure there. Best of luck, bud. Sean the Bounty Hunter, Bounty there in the number 19, looking to try and take aim, take shape. Race fans, we're going to take aim and shape right here and now. We have 2 green-white checkers in store for you here. Coming up here on PT Race TV now. Presented by Champion Power Equipment Cup Series. This is your restart zone. And this is going to be an absolute barn burner banger here of a finish coming up. Depending on who can survive and strike it big. And I knew he was going to be in with me eventually. Thacker, I know you're here, bud.
I snuck in. Who you got your money on?
I mean, I told you earlier that if you're gonna be right, you're gonna be right about the worst thing. And I even said I hate it when you're right about the bad things. So, and if I'm putting my money on anyone, I'm not putting it on you tonight. That's for sure.
Yeah, it's the NPR night, man. Just run good and get dumped a couple times, but hey, it is what it is.
I mean, if I'm gonna have to pick any of the guys right now that could literally take this one home, honestly, Cale Gale might be the kind of the long shot that really is more just kind of the short run guy, because he just literally was hammering and hitting it hard on that long run where he had to go back from 24th and move it into the top 10, then into the top 5 for a brief minute before that caution came out. Now you got Patton with his short run speed, Lorenzo with some good speed that carries with Harris. I think it can go either way here, my friend.
Well, I'm not sure. Started back with old Jack Sack. He's run through the field. I don't know if he's got a short run car or not, so I'm gonna keep my money in the safe spot. I'm putting my money on Patton here.
Money's on Patton. Well, we're gonna find out. Here we go. Green flag back on out. And they're gonna get a lot of bumping and pushing and shoving just to get one last good look at this one. Firing him down into turn 1 and 2. Look out for Lorenzo. Go straight to the bottom lane. He wants Patton. He wants the run. Harris right behind him trying to get it in there as well. Look out for the man beast, Wayman Jr. He's sneaking his way through the field. He's got this any family, even Cale Gale in his sights, putting a hard run on here while Lowen Man Lover Lawrence goes 3 wide, saloon down, turn 3. Hard up the...
Lorenzo got a push by James Harris. He's in the lead now.
James got a little tap. Oh, right up Lorenzo.
No.
Lawrence and Man Beast going into the crowds below and down to the depths of the grass behind. They'll have to call this one a game over race tonight. Flag is out. It's madness here on the restarts. And the King put back further. Patton and Lorenzo driving it hard off the corners of turn 2. Harris looking for an opening. They're fighting hard in the back and they're wrecking big time behind them. Stephen Gibson colliding in with a major wreck. They'll fire him down the back straight away. Turn 3 tells the tail. Harris to the inside. Patton on the outside trying to get one more run. Lorenzo will hold it deep. Off of corner number 4, though, Lorenzo with just enough speed and control will hold off Harris and Patton to the finish.
I did not see that happening. But man, Lorenzo held up good and got a push there by Harris when he needed it the most.
He did indeed there, Thacker, and Lorenzo catching a big break and a big win here. The reigning defending Season Truck Series champion now showing his worth in the Cups division, and he literally puts this one in victory lane when he needed to most. A huge victory for Lorenzo, and now what could very well be the start of another season championship hunt. With him and Patton and Harris kind of leaning in towards that, this will certainly help help the game plan and help the mindset out when it comes to the confidence you need to become a champion. Lorenzo got it digged in deep and digged in well, and what an absolute barn burner finish here for him and his team, winning it here at Michigan.
Well, what a show. I'm going to leave it to you since you're the professional. Good call there, buddy. I enjoyed listening.
Thanks, Zachary. Good to hear from you again, bud. I'll see you next week.
I'll see y'all later.
Celebration time down there, and you can tell there's going to be a lot of celebrating for those guys tonight. 3Y Motorsports has a lot to be happy about today. Here is our race results presented by Champion Power Equipment here tonight. After nearly a 70-lap green flag run, the crew cautions cost everything to some of the drivers and gave more so than the rest. Lorenzo popping away with a big victory. Second to Patton, third to Harris, fourth to Wilcox, fifth to Gale, sixth to Child, seventh to Bounty, eighth to Forsyth, ninth to Janzik, and 10th to Meyer. Rounds out your top 10. You'll take a look at the rest of the field and lineup here as well on where everyone placed and finished throughout this race and throughout this event. What a showcase this was, and definitely a good time to get my voice back, to say the least here now, man. What a wild, wild, wild race. Absolutely amazing to call and great to see. I did say we're going to bring in our top 5, so let's not waste any time. Let's get down to business and talk with the top 5 drivers. We're going to bring in from Blackstone Management Racing here, Cale Gale in the number 83. And Cale, congratulations on a top 5 finish here tonight, man. Really pulling off another good show in here and battling it all the way from really the outhouse to almost nearly the White House. You got pretty much caught in trouble there earlier in the start of this race, didn't you?
Yeah, we had a rough go at it tonight. Just Michigan. It was a lot of tight racing, a lot of 3 wide, but want to thank everybody at Blackstone Management and Kevin and Randall, and the car was really good tonight. We had a real good long run car. Fuel was going to be tight on that long green flag run from where I had to come back up through the field after a little bit of contact. So I was trying to save just a little bit of fuel there for the end of the race, but overall it was Michigan, and congratulations to the 77 for the win. And he did a great job on that last restart, and yeah, great job to him.
Certainly did, indeed, but don't sell yourself short either, Cale. You had a lot of work to do and a lot of room to make up, so congratulations on that, and it's good to see you back here in the top 5, sir. What a race and a battle from start to finish.
Yes, sir. Thank you for the broadcast. Appreciate it.
Absolutely. Ladies and gentlemen, in the number 83, Cale Gale in the representing Blackstone Management Racing Team. Let's take it down now and talk with our 4th place finisher here tonight, Christian Wilcox. As Wilcox now joins me here in the booth. First off, Wilcox, congratulations here and a 4th place finish. 3Y Motorsports definitely put it home and put it into perspective here on these last runs, didn't they?
Yeah, I think that just put the league on notice that our team is here to make some noise in the playoffs.
You certainly are indeed, and gave it everything you had and then some here, man. Really fighting it out with the best of intentions and really the all-out moment and control. It really was that last restart kind of the settling point for you and your team to kind of go for it big or go home?
I think so. It might have been a little circumstance because a few people got loose. I think there was some contact in my rearview mirror. If you had the high line on that last run, I think you were gonna win or have the best shot to win because you had so much exit speed coming out of 2 and 4.
For sure there. Well, nevertheless, though, a 4th place finish here for you and the crew, obviously. I know you had some people you want to thank. Who do you want to thank for this one?
First and foremost, I'd like to thank Champion for putting this on. And then I'd like to shout out my sponsors, Chick-fil-A, Century Complete, and Terramana Tequila. On to next week.
Absolutely. We will see you next week. The playoffs have only just begun, but the momentum has certainly began. Christian Wilcox, ladies and gentlemen, the 53 coming away here with a 4th place finish. And now we bring in someone who is not too fond of not having some confidence and definitely has a little bit more confidence to his name. Wins last night at Dover, top 3 at Michigan. Ladies and gentlemen, James the Marauder Harris, your 3rd place finisher tonight in the Green Mountain Girls number 4. And Marauder, you had a lot of hard charge and a lot of momentum, and it sounds like you gave a little bit of a boost back there to your teammate Lorenzo and helped both of you pop it away with the top 3 tonight.
Yeah, man, our team tonight, we ran top 4, top 5 the majority of the race, if not the entire race. And our goal tonight was, our goal for the whole season was to get top 5s and top 10s to make the playoffs and then turn it up for the playoffs. And I believe we sent a little message to the other teams tonight that we're here to kick some ass, and I think we did that tonight.
You certainly did indeed, and you really kind of made a statement and made a lot of folks kind of catch their eyes open, maybe I would say. But now with this kind of racing mentality going in, do you think maybe the cards have been shown that you're going to have to keep up with here in the next couple races?
Yeah, I think our sandbagging days are over, man. We got the target on our backs now, and it's put up or shut up time. And like I said, we're here to kick some butt. And regarding that last restart, man, before it happened on that green white checker, my team had talked. We had I think 3 of the top 4 spots, so we said one of us has got to win. So whoever it is, just whoever gets out front, just push them up there. And Brian got out there and coming on the back stretch on that last lap, I kind of did a little side drafting on Brad to slow him down, and it seemed to work good enough to give Brian the win. I'm so proud of him, and congrats to him.
For sure there. And Harris, is anybody else you want to thank here tonight for this finish, bud?
Yeah, 10-4. Let me thank Champion Power Equipment for sponsoring our league, our cup league here, and Green Mountain Grills for sponsoring the truck league. And of course, I want to thank Kevin Kirster, Blackstone Management. He has put all of us together with our sponsors and our racers and stuff. I also want to thank Blaster, and I'm sorry, man, I'm so pumped. I can't think straight. Also, want to thank AC Avalanche and of course my teammates, man. It's one of the best teams I've ever been on. We communicate well together, and during the race and between races with practices and setups. So I'm having a blast this season. And even though I haven't won yet in Cup, I'm still having the time of my life, man.
Well, remember, if you listen back in this, I said point blank in this race that it doesn't matter if you have not won it all in the regular season. All that matters is when you win that one time in the main event, which is that championship race. That's when it counts. So be sure you still got a lot of time before that, bud. But just consistency will certainly push through. Congratulations here tonight in Michigan.
Yeah, 10-4, thank you. And the championship race is the Auto Club, so it's a lot like this one. So I think they're going to have to worry about us at Auto Club.
I think they may have to indeed. We'll find out, though. Nevertheless, Harris, congrats, man. Good to see you back here in the podiums.
Right, man. Thanks.
James and Marauder Harris, ladies and gentlemen, the number 4 driver coming away with a 3rd place finish here tonight. Now, Brad Patton, the only driver representing for Gold Fast Motorsports, puts up the fight to the very end of it all, but just comes up a little short. Patton, congratulations, though, on a 2nd place finish. And, we're going to talk about this a little bit here, but you kind of had this one kind of locked up at one point, and then it looked like it could have gone either way. But in that first run, it looked like Falks, Harris, and Lorenzo were gaining up on you. The tires were starting to fade. Did that first caution help big time for you guys, or do you think you could have maybe defended them off just a little longer if you kept going the whole distance?
I was more or less worried about if they could make it or not, and I knew they were going to be saving, so I was trying to put a gap in between them. I was 4 laps to the good on gas, and once I looked down, I was like, all right, I'm 1.2 away. I can, as long as I maintain this. And then I just started losing concentration driving because it was boring by myself. And I looked down, I see 0.6, and I was like, all right, I guess we're going to go racing again. And then the caution came out, and things, changed, and it was just a really fun race.
For sure there, and man, obviously putting up a good fight from start to finish and a great race all around. How much really is this going to be something you can really use up for the next couple races? Because you got a lot more going down in the next couple battles here. Because this is only the start of the playoffs racing for your crew.
Yeah. I'm currently. I don't think anybody on my team is currently in the playoffs, but we're just going out there for the non-points championship, I guess you could say. Good luck to all the guys that are actually, in the playoffs at this time of year. I'll say congrats to Brian. He was a rocket ship on the small runs that we had there at the end. And I mean, him, James, Christian, Cal, Randall was, he's always fast. Eli was coming up there. I mean, I just had nothing for their straight line speed. Cornering, I can catch them. I just couldn't do it on the straights.
Well, I mean, it may not get him on the straights, but you certainly caught them all throughout the field in the day. So a big congratulations to you. And who do you want to thank here tonight for the 2nd place finish?
I'll thank you guys for broadcasting. I'll thank champion equipment here for running this league and representing it, and being able to represent them on a broadcast. I'll just give a shout out to everybody that was watching. Say hi to my girl Nikki. Hi, babe. And then yeah, I'll be racing for $4,000 tomorrow night in the ERA Gaming Winter Bowl. So going from this to that, it's going to be a fun time.
Well, best of luck, my man. You've got a lot more work to do, but this confidence here from this race certainly should help in the next one. Best of luck, buddy.
Most definitely. Appreciate it, man. Thank you.
Brad Patton, ladies and gentlemen, the number 10 driver, coming up second place here tonight, but in the victory lane spot. Give this one up to the 77. Boost the momentum and boost it through the end. Lorenzo is your race winner here at Michigan. Lorenzo, congratulations on this victory. And boy, you talked about it earlier. You said point blank, we're building momentum back up. We're getting things figured out. I didn't think you had it this figured out, though, until literally this win here at Michigan.
Yeah, man, I am in a loss for words, dude. Tonight was our night. We were there all night with the team. The team did very well, and I still can't believe we come up with the first win ever in the Cup Series as a rookie.
Yeah, as a rookie, and really now as kind of a driver that is looking for, not only one championship, but, coming back from that Truck Series championship last season. I mean, how much would it mean to you and your team to be able to come away here not only with just one, but, have two championships to your name?
It would mean everything. James, Christian, Will, and Trey, they support me all day. Any questions I have, they answer for me. The only reason why I'm up here every race is because they coach me through the racing and keep my attempts cool, and that's how I'm able to contend for these wins. And it's just, if I can win this championship, it would mean a lot for not only me but my family too.
For sure.
And the sponsors.
For sure there, man. Well, at the end of the day, though, obviously you still have a little bit of work to do and still some room left to be had. But for you and your team, obviously, I know this one means a heck of a lot, and you're definitely glad to finally get back this win. So your first win here in the Cup Series, man. Who do you want to thank here for it?
Gotta thank Oceanside and Jennifer's Tarot Readings. They've been with me the whole season, and I am so excited to bring them home their first Fast and Fun Cup Series win. Gotta thank my family. They backed me up with being able to, race this simulator and stuff, and they've been there since day one supporting me.
Absolutely. Well, nevertheless, Lorenzo, good to see you finally get that one off your back. Congratulations, and a big victory for you and your team at Michigan, buddy.
Thank you for broadcasting. I look forward to look at the replay.
Absolutely. Well, nevertheless, thank you, sir. And Brian Lorenzo with your race win here tonight. What a race. What a season. And, boy, this one got really wild, to say the least. Nevertheless, though, it is done. It is over with. We will not have one broadcast tomorrow on Wednesday night. We will have one on Thursday night. But a big thank you here to our friends also at Champion Power Equipment for their support. If you guys need the right power generators, the right equipment for the job, there's only one brand name that we trust in, and it's Champion Power Equipment. Be sure to look them up on their website, championpowerequipment.com. Be sure to also check out their social media platforms, Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. And really a big thank you to the fans at home, not only supporting our show and supporting these guys, and me as well for feeling better. Thanks again, guys, for that. Really do appreciate it. Just thank you all around for really making these races special and making this quite the show. Until our green flag is flying high on Pizza Race TV next time, we will see you then and there. But for now, we leave you with this. Be safe. God bless. Take care of yourselves and each other, because you never know what's going to happen next here when the green flag charges up on our lives or on the track.